Un o fi yw Manon Lloyd, cyn-seiclwraig broffesiynol a nawr rhan o tîm seiclo S4C. Dros y misoedd nesaf, fi'n mynd i cwrdd â rhai o seiclwyr gorau Cymru a dod i nabod nhw tymed bach yn well dros sgwrs ar y beic. Heddi ni'n mynd i cwrdd â Phencampwr y Byd, Phencampwr y Olympaidd a oedd i dechrau seiclo yn yr un clwb â fi yn Tywi Riders. Ni'n mynd i cwrdd â Emma Finucane.
Hello, hi Manon, bore da. Good, thank you.
Thank you so much for having us.
That's all right, come into my home.
Thank you. I spotted something which I don't actually know what is, but it has a Great Britain cycling little badge on it.
It does.
Is it what I think it is?
It is what you think it is.
Can I see? Can I have a nosy?
Go for it, open it.
Ooh.
They actually used to be in socks, so this is an upgrade.
Oh my god, they're so heavy.
Yeah, everyone says that when they pick them up. They're like, oh, these are quite heavy, and I'm like...
Bet that round your neck, that would weigh you down.
They're 500 grams each, I think.
Especially with all of them on at the same time.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
There she is.
That is so shiny.
Yeah, I don't really
That's
bring them out
incredible.
much. Like, he has 3 as well, so he's just wearing them around.
That would be heavy.
Right.
Going into the Olympics, what were your expectations?
That's a big question. Yeah, for me, like going into the Olympics as a world champion was quite scary in a way. Like it created more expectation. People kind of knew who I was more and was like, oh, she can win or things like that. And yeah, that was amazing to have that confidence behind me and have people like, yeah, have confidence in me to win and do these things. But I also went into it wanting to win as well. Honestly, that first day when we won gold, and then to go to sleep and go again for the next like 5-6 days and to try and win individual medals was, yeah, it was intense and it was scary, but it was exciting. Yeah, it was a whole, I remember like even now I'm like, oh my gosh, that was crazy. And I cried a lot of the time. But yeah, it was an amazing experience and I can see why people want to like crave that experience of the Olympics and I just want to like do it again.
But today we're not on the track. We're going out for a road ride, which you don't do very often.
No, I spend a lot of my time on the turbo just because it's easy. It's easy to stay in my zones, but I do enjoy going on the road. So I'm excited to take you out and go on a ride with you. It would be really nice.
Get some coffee and cake.
Yeah, exactly.
Have some good chats.
Exactly.
Right, Barod?
Barod.
Let's go. Beautiful around here.
It is nice. It's nice and quiet.
It is.
Which is very different to Manchester.
Yeah.
Like you would not think we're in Manchester.
No, it's true. So when you started cycling, how did you kind of get into that sprint? Have you always been a sprinter or?
I was like, you know, when like you're in a bunch race and like you don't like there's a type of run that doesn't do much and then we'll sprint. Yeah. That was me. Like, everyone would get annoyed, like you don't do any work. Why are you not pulling?
It's called tactics.
Yeah. And then I just sit there and sprint. But I didn't know what sprinting was.
Yeah.
I was just like, well, I can't keep going if I'm helping. So yeah, I just did a lot of road racing and then went onto the track and I did endurance, like TP, scratch.
Really?
Yeah, I was like, me and Sophie Lewis from Madison champs.
No way!
Yeah.
And I feel like when you're kind of that age, you're all just kind of doing the same thing that isn't like sprint and endurance.
I didn't even know what sprinting was. I think Monica and Matt had a conversation and Matt was like, I want Emma to come sprint. Yeah. So I was like, I really want to continue doing road and sprinting. Yeah. And they were like, are you sure? And I was like, well, yeah. Because I hated the gym.
Did you?
Yeah, I still do.
Do you?
I hate it.
Why?
Because it's boring. I love riding my bike. Yeah. That's why I love racing. I love seeing progression. I love going fast. In the gym, I just couldn't see.
You couldn't go fast?
Yeah, I could basically, yeah.
That's
and
a
like,
sick hill.
I just couldn't, just get into the groove of it.
Yeah.
I was continuing on this road team and doing sprint, and then I started going worse on the road because I was doing gym. Yeah. And I was like, right, I need to give this sprinting a go. Yeah. So I cracked on with it, and yeah, that's kind of where I won my first European champs when I was 16. And I was like, oh, this could be for me.
Yeah. How long have you been in Manchester now?
So I moved up in 2021, just turned 18. So 4 years, 4 years.
How was that? That's a big move to make when you're 18,
It is a big move,
isn't it?
yeah, and from Wales as well.
Yeah.
So like from where I'm from, like Carmarthen is like a town. It's quite,
yeah, there's like not many people to move to a big city. When I'm 18, like I remember when I moved up, I didn't know how to like cook chicken properly. I didn't know how to use a washing machine. Like I used to make like chicken salad, and Millie, my husband, was like, "And we can't fuel off that. Like you need something else.
You need to mix it up."
Yeah, I was like, some pasta or something. So
Yeah.
I learned pretty quickly, and like you need to be quite efficient. Like when you're tired from training, like you need to have done your washing, or like
It
have
is
you
like
cooked
little
your
things,
like
isn't
meal,
it?
or
Yeah.
like little things like that, like food shop, like have you got food in your, like it's on you.
Yeah.
And I think as an athlete and moving away from home, like it was really good for me. Like the hub was here,
Yeah.
my gym was here, my coaches were here. Like I had to move here, but very different.
Do you get to go back to Wales often?
Not as often as I'd like to. Like leading up to the games, I think I actually went home like once or twice.
Really?
It made me quite sad. And I think, like I said before, the training, like it's neurally, like, and the drive down to Wales is quite long. Like it's 4.5 hours, 4-ish hours. And for us sitting in a car for that long to go down for 2 days, you kind of want a week of it.
Yeah.
But this year, like I've said to my coach, like I need to go home more. I need to see my family more. Like they're so important to me. And yeah, the years go by, and you're like, how much? Like I need to spend more time with my family, and it is important to me. So I love going home, like seeing the views, and like just being, yeah, it's where I'm from. And
Do you get to go? Do you ride on the track? And
no,
no.
I went back home after the Olympics, and I took Matty there because he'd never like been to like Carmarthen or Wales or understood. And even think about it now, like I just love going home, and I will do it more often.
Yeah, it's quite a special place. Isn't it?
It is special,
Yeah.
100%.
On that note, should we go get a coffee?
Yeah, let's go
Let's
get
do it.
coffee.
Did you learn any Welsh in school?
Yeah, I did my GCSEs, I had to do Welsh, but I was not very good.
Can you hit me with any Welsh right now?
Okay, Mae Emma, rydyn byw
Manceinion,
There you go.
so close.
I don't even know.
Did you do I like cycling?
Rydyn hoffi beicio.
Yeah?
So I have a Welsh analyst called Rhys James,
Yeah.
and he'll like message me in Welsh, and I'm like, mate, I don't know what you're on about. It is a really cool language. Like I wish I was more fluent in it,
Yeah.
but minimal Welsh.
No, you've got the importance. So can you do order a coffee?
I don't know how you order. How do you order? Can I have? What's can I have?
Gallai Kyle.
What?
Coffee?
Gallai Kyle
Gallai Kyle coffee.
See, I reckon I can say it, but I just don't know what you're saying.
Do you know the Welsh national anthem?
Yeah.
You do?
My hen, Bladden. I don't know.
That's the really high bit
kinda
that I'm
just
not
like-
going to do.
So I went to like this Commonwealth Games day, and it was unreal, and we all sang the anthem, and like I've never sang the anthem as like on a podium.
Yeah.
So like at comedies, that's my motive.
I was going to say,
I want to sing the anthem
that-
on the podium. Because if
that-
you win,
That
it's
will
if
be
you
the
win.
only opportunity
I know.
you'll ever get. How special is that though?
I was literally, I was sick because we all sang it. I was like, damn, like the only,
Yeah. You get
Um,
goosebumps, don't you?
yeah, it's a
It's
pretty
pretty
cool
special.
anthem. It is special.
This is nice.
Yeah.
So this is what it's like being a road cyclist. Just get to
I know, I need to get used to
stop
this.
for coffee.
Sitting in the sun.
Gorgeous.
I could get used to this life, to be fair.
It is very nice. I guess you don't probably get to relax on a bike ride very often, because I feel like when you're on the track, it is full gas, full on. Like, especially with sprinting, it's every time you get on that track, you have to be so switched on.
Yeah, massively.
And-
Like this for me is really nice, like getting on my bike and just like taking in the fresh air and like not having to think. And I feel
Yeah.
like on the track, my approach is you have your process, you have your thing to do, you have so many seconds to do it. And it is 0 to 100 and
Yeah.
you come off and then you need to rest for 20 minutes and then you do it again, and there's not much time to, I guess, enjoy just spending time on your bike
Yeah.
and being outside and drinking coffee. And it is quite go, 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 and that's something I've had to learn being part of the sprinting world and this sport, is how to get in the right headspace, how to focus, how to accept that it is all or nothing, or if something goes wrong in a race, like how do I learn from that instead of being like, oh, that was rubbish, or
Yeah.
let's just move on. It's how you learn from it for the next one, and you don't get very long to do it. So
How do you
it is
manage
different.
that, like the being like so intense in a really intense environment? How do you like manage that to make sure you're in the right headspace?
yeah, it's been such a big learning curve for me. Like, I've managed it through crying, I've managed it through, yeah, like cracking and making mistakes.
Yeah.
But I think now for me, something that I've learned really, that helps me focus, that helps me have that, because I go to the start line and I'm doing 3 laps. And if I make a small mistake in that, like, the race is won or lost,
Yeah.
and you don't really have many opportunities as a sprinter to race again, or like the Olympics is every 4 years,
Yeah.
Worlds is every year, so you don't have that long. And for me, processes really help. When I'm nervous, when I feel like I don't know what to do, I come back to the processes of like, what can I control? And that's maybe a certain tactic or a certain thing in a race that I can control, and that's kind of what I stick to. But it changes every time, and
Yeah.
I'm still learning.
This year you now have your partner,
Yes,
Matty, on the
yeah.
squad with you. How is it?
Oh, hello.
We've got a little friend.
I was like, oh, hello. Yeah.
How is it having him? Obviously, he was on the Australian team.
Yeah.
He's now come over to Great Britain, and I guess just being in the same squad is probably a little bit of a different dynamic.
Yeah.
For you. How is it being with your boyfriend in training sessions, in races? How do you manage it?
Yeah, it is. It's obviously different, like having your partner in your professional space and like
Yeah.
in the same discipline. And I see him every day. We do the gym together. We're on track together. And I wasn't sure, like, I didn't know how it'd be having a partner working with you all the time, but we get on really well. Like, it's such a cool environment, and like the people around us like understand, like, we are professional at the end of the day. Like,
Yeah.
I'll come into gym and crack on and do my session, he'll do his session, and same on the track. And he's helped me quite a lot. Like, sometimes he'll be like, how are you doing this effort? Or like, we speak about cycling like sometimes after training, and it's nice to have that when someone sees what you're doing and understands like the pain you're going through afterwards. He was like, oh, how was your session?
Yeah.
And I can speak to him as well. Is nice, like, having my partner there, and it's something we got used to, and it's pretty easy now.
Yeah.
But it is cool, and it's nice that he's on my team now.
Yeah.
We haven't been to a race together yet, so that will be quite
yeah.
interesting. Maybe hopefully the World Championships. So that would be quite interesting how we work in that environment.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's pretty cool.
I guess like you are still so young and you've achieved so much in your career already. I feel like some people would be like, right, that's me.
I'm
I've
done.
achieved everything I
out.
need to. I can retire.
And I
But
happily would, yeah, like, I'm really content with what I've done.
you could retire
Yeah.
now and be very
Yeah.
happy, but you're not retiring
No,
now.
guys, I'm not retiring.
What do you want to achieve in your career now going forward?
Yeah, there are so many things I want to achieve, and I'm really proud of like what I have achieved already, and like also the person I've become whilst doing that. And like, I've grown so much from 19-year-old Emma at Commonwealth Games. I was so young, so naive, and didn't really understand the whole world of track cycling. Now I'm a little bit more wiser, and I think I'm really proud of that side of me. But yeah, looking ahead, looking forward, I can't wait to compete at the Commonwealth Games next year. I think
Sing that national
yeah,
anthem.
like, I think for me as a 19-year-old girl going to my first Commonwealth Games, that's where I found my feet in the sport. That stage gave me the opportunity to be like, this is what it's like competing on a higher level. This is what, that kind of was like my springboard into becoming world champion, becoming European champion. And for me, going into it as a more experienced athlete is really exciting.
Yeah.
I have a bit, like, I kind of know who the riders are and like what it's like to, like, having been to an Olympic Games, like what it's like competing at a Games. And yeah, I feel more confident,
Yeah.
which is really nice. And I'd love to do better than I did last time. Like, and then ultimately LA, which
Yeah.
is kind of crazy because we just finished Paris.
It'll
I say
come
just
around so
finished
quickly.
a year ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it will come around really quickly, but I think, yeah, I want to learn what I have from Paris in terms of the mental side of it. That for me was, yeah, that was huge. And
Yeah.
like, I want to learn how to manage that a bit more and over the 7 days, and yeah, just be a different person to who I was at Paris. And that excites me. But yeah, I'm off the bike as well. I want to learn new things, I think, and like grow myself and explore a bit more outside the sport, which really excites me. So yeah, that's something I'm really open to. And yeah, there is more to life than riding my bike, and I think I've also learned that whilst growing up.
Yeah.
So it's having that balance, which
Yeah.
is really, really key.
But thank you so much for coming out on the road bike with me
I loved
today.
it. Yeah, I'll
We
probably
should
do
do it
this more.
again.
Yeah, we should. Yeah.
Definitely. Well, best of luck with
Thanks
your
so
training and
much.
races coming up as well.
Thank you. Thanks.